Queen's Coming Podcast. Hey, let's go.
Hey, welcome back. It's the Queen's Comic Podcast. I'm Billy Bombs.
I'm Ian, and we are really fucking late.
Oh, dude, forget it. We're like 4 weeks late, man. Dude, and now we're wearing white t-shirts. I don't know if my boobs are looking good in this thing. I don't know what the fuck
Not
is
as good
going
as
on.
my boobs.
Oh, you at least you came with boobs. Mine just wasn't drawn on. It's what I came with. Oh man, how you been the last few weeks?
I've been good. I went to Texas. That was weird.
Yeehaw.
Yep, it was fun. I was in Texas with a bunch of European people for work.
Of all people.
Sorry?
Of all people.
Yeah. No, it was fun. They were kind of perplexed by some of the local politics. I'll leave it at that. But we had a good time, and I got to see the state capitol building, which is absolutely gorgeous.
You're in
And
Austin?
yeah,
Austin is fantastic, but that's not Texas, bro. That's
I know.
hipster Texas.
It's the Portland of Texas.
Yeah. When I
Yeah.
went there, everybody was like, "Oh, we live in the Castro," and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we're from Brooklyn, and we moved here from there." I'm like, "Who moves from Brooklyn to Texas and then expects it to be like Brooklyn?"
Yeah, but Austin kind of is.
Yeah, but I went to a nightclub that was underneath another nightclub.
Yeah, I believe that. I went to a bar with 12 women. I was the only guy, all coworkers, all above board. And there was a giant mechanical bull in there. And one of the women in attendance was our HR director. And she was like, well, let's go see what's upstairs. And I was like, okay. What we didn't realize was that upstairs is where the bachelorette parties are held. And it's not a giant mechanical bull upstairs. It's a giant mechanical dick. And so I said to our HR director, I'm like, look, because as the only male employee here right now, I feel like I should be making an official complaint to you. And she said, oh,
Yeah,
she said, shut up. We're not at work right now. And I said, this is still a work sponsored event. 100% joking, obviously. And she knew I
yeah,
was
but that's
kidding.
funny.
But yeah, it was a fun time. Ate well,
Uh,
drank a lot of beer, saw a really good old school country cover band. Hung out there for a couple hours, watched them play. A lot of the Dutch girls wanted to go line dancing, so that's why I kind of got recruited to go with them. Not because I can line dance worth a damn, but because they wanted somebody to go with them. I think,
of course.
maybe somebody who wasn't 5'2" and 120 pounds to go with them. So I went, and then the line dancing was canceled, but we wound up seeing the country cover band instead. And as the night went on, a couple of other coworkers joined us, and the ladies started leaving a couple at a time, and I wound up finishing the bar band set with a male coworker. Great guy. We had a good time, hung out, listened to like Merle Haggard covers and Johnny Cash covers and Hank Williams covers. That's my type of shit. So I was happy.
That's cool. Um, One, if they ever want to come, we have a honky tonk here in Queens now. You know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna make it. Sarah Shook and the Disarmers played there a couple of months ago, but I didn't find out until the day after, or I would have probably been there for that because they're great. But
I'll go with you. I'm trying to change things up in my life where I go out and do more things that are not comic book related.
that's fair.
And I'm starting to realize it was to the point when I did a flea market on Sunday, and I realized everybody I knew there, but not knew them. You know what I mean? Like, and
Mhm.
then they're like weirded out that I'm like a native from here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna. I'm there. I'm the local. I'm the native. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody else is visiting, and then you meet some people who are from here and you never knew them, but it's the next wave of kids coming up,
Right.
and they're all reaching their late 20s and want to and do the shit I do, but I'm in my 40s already. I'm like, oh. But back to comic book related, I did the Philadelphia Fan Expo with Hot Flips.
You did.
It was a lot of fun. I met Christopher Lloyd,
Mhm.
a hugger and a kisser. Did not realize that.
That
He
doesn't
was like,
surprise me.
no, not when you realize who he is. When I told him you're my mom's favorite guy from Taxi, he's like, "Oh, would you like to FaceTime your mom?" And I was like,
And you
"I
totally should
should,
have.
right?"
You
I know, but I
totally
was like,
should have.
"No." There was like a line. I was like, "No, no." I was like, like." But then we talked about I told him the one thing that I was like, "Yo, you made my childhood fun," and that's when he hugged me. He was like, "Oh wow," and I was like, "Dude, you're like Doc Brown." And what else was he in? Taxi was always one of my favorite shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taxi, and then even now he's in Nobody, Mr. Nobody #2 coming out.
It's just nobody. There's no mister. You're talking about
Oh,
the
there's no,
Bob Odenkirk movie, right?
yeah, the
Yeah,
sequel's coming out.
wasn't he Uncle Fester in the Addams Family movies?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He was everybody when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I love the Addams Family. You know what I mean? Like, and it took, you know how many people have never seen Back to the Future?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me if there's a lot of them. Is that movie kind of not as cool with the younger crowd these days?
I think nothing that was not come out in the early 2000s. It was not American Pie, and afterwards they never seen it.
Yeah, that's a shame because it's a fun film.
Yeah, it's a fun film. A lot of 80s films are fantastic. I spent the week, and then when I was home working on stuff this past weekend, I was watching like fucking VHSs of like terrible movies of the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, I watched Brazil, which is not a terrible movie, and it
Oh,
was
Brazil's
kind
a
of
great
crazy.
movie.
But then I also watched My Best Friend's a Vampire, and I was like, this is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that one's not so great.
No, it's dude, it's fantastic.
It's
It's
fun.
it's Odo from fucking Deep Space Nine is the head
Mhm.
vampire trying to teach this kid how to be a vampire, and I'm like, and then Kathy Bates' first role or something in 1987 as like the mom, and I was like, this is great, this is fucking great.
When you were
But
in when you were in Philly, I was in Long Island.
oh, how was CradleCon?
It kind of sucked.
Yeah, JL Bar I heard flew the coop. He didn't show up.
It was so, to be fair to the promoters, because I don't want to throw them under the bus for this, it was a flight problem. It wasn't a promoter problem. They tried to get O'Bar. His first flight got canceled. His second flight got delayed and then delayed and then delayed and then delayed again because there was weather in New York that night.
Mhm.
And from what the promoter said, O'Bar hung out at the airport until 1 in the morning and couldn't get on a flight. So at that point, you're not going to get to New York until what, 6, 7 in the morning. By the time you get out of the airport to Long Island, the show's going to have started. You're going to do a 2 day show on no sleep. Didn't make sense.
Great. Philly happened the same thing to a guy named Trey Baker, the creator of Last of Us.
Yeah,
He just couldn't catch no flight.
right.
They kept delaying. I think he was coming from Cali and just canceled. And that was a fantastic show for guys like him.
Yeah,
Because John Carpenter was there. I had to get an autograph for somebody, so I had to kind of BS it a little bit because I don't think John Carpenter's a fan of Billy Bombs. Just saying it like that. I'm hard to forget.
yeah.
Um, Mel Gibson was there. He was all right.
Okay.
I didn't want to pay to meet him. And John Cena, I saw him for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, so that
Did,
was
did,
cool.
uh, did Mel Gibson sexually harass you or call you sugar tits? Since boobs is the theme of the show this week.
I wish he did because, to be honest with you, the Road Warrior was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of was like, this guy should not be this cool in person.
Mhm.
But him and Danny Glover, Danny Glover now is too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was like, and all they needed was Joe Pesci or me dressed up as Joe Pesci to fill in the role for all the three guys from the Lethal Weapon 5 coming out. Did you get anything at CradleCon?
I did. Yeah, I got a big stack. It's completely out of order, and I don't remember where I got everything that's in the stack. But this book on top, I did get from CradleCon, and it's Ghost Agents.
Oh,
Because at
from
CradleCon,
Landgraf.
I met Ken Landgraf for like the fifth or sixth time. He remembered me this time, which was cool. So did his wife. Super nice people. Old school hardcore indie outlaw comics god. If you see Ken Landgraf at a show, go up and talk to him. He's a really nice guy. His wife is also super cool. Get a signature, get a sketch. Man is a legend. Not nearly as respected as he should be. And Ghost
Yes.
Agents is I think the craziest thing I've read from him. I'm not going to pretend I understand it, but I loved every page of it. It's insanity. It's
That's
also
saying something.
it's also rare Ken Landgraf art in color. Most of his published stuff is
True.
black and white. So
Yeah, true.
I'm happy to get that and hang out with Ken for a little bit, make some small talk there. But yeah, the whole main reason I went was to get some Obar signatures. And they
Yeah.
did not update their social media or their website when Obar canceled, which I felt was kind of scummy. Um, and so I basically paid $25 to buy comics from guys I could have bought comics from at Route 110.
Fair.
I would, yeah, like I said, basically I would have rather gone to Route 110, to be frank with you, because
Yeah.
it's $5 to get in, not 25, and it's a pure comic show, whereas this place had 10 comic dealers, maybe. The museum is cool. Got to see a lot of old airplanes. I got to play some video games. So I like that part. Hung out with Tommy and Anthony from Yonkers, and I went with Dan and our friend Matthew. Shout out to Matthew. He's probably going to watch this. And shout out to his wife, Jen, who we had lunch with the other day, who was super nice. Great to meet her.
They were great.
Yeah, it was cool. I was happy about that. But yeah, as far as CradleCon went, I'm not going back next year.
Yeah. I'm
And
calling this.
I don't want to shit on somebody's show. You know, if you're into cosplay and toys and that type of thing, you will have a really good time, and it's good for that type of thing. I want an old school pure comic show. I did find one book that had been on my want list for a long time that Kyle from Kyle's Comics had. And it's somewhere in a pile over there that I can't find right now, or I would show it off with a big smile on my face. He had a nice 7.580 range copy of Charlton's Haunted Love, issue number one, and he sold it to me for $20, and I was stoked to get that. And then Matthew bought a Grail from Kyle as well. So Kyle got some business from us. He had some good stuff.
I feel bad for people that do shows like that.
Yeah.
Like, because I swore to myself this year, my New Year's resolution is I'm not going to shit on other conventions. But then I'm like, yo, this is the season of the trash cons.
There's that, but also it's not that it was a bad show, it's that it wasn't what I wanted out of the show. The venue was
No,
cool.
but that's what I'm trying to say. Is it's more aimed at like cosplay so heavy now.
Yeah.
Or like not even original art or stickers or something like that, which I love.
Mhm.
I love finding somebody like my new favorite person to get artwork from is Jelly Empire. She's at all these cons, but I don't want to pay $40 to get into some of these places. Like Brooklyn Comic Con's coming back, and they told me that they don't need my comics. I was like, no problem.
Yeah.
I was like, enjoy. I will do better without you, fella.
Yep. CradleCon did have some comic vendors, but it was like half and half. Whereas a couple of years ago, from what I understand, it was almost all comics, and it's not anymore. And if that's
If you
what they
do
need-
half and half, it's good.
yeah,
And just when you do 5 tables of comics and 45 tables of other stuff, or no
Right.
comics, or nothing related to it, you know?
yeah. Well, the whole second floor, there wasn't a single comic book up there.
What was it?
It was like Maker Faire stuff.
Yeah, I
And
got
fine,
you.
like if you're into that, then great. That's a good show for you. And on the main floor, it was like 50% comic dealers. But like I said, it's guys I see at Route 110 and the other Long Island shows. And some of them are great vendors. Like MC Square was there. I bought a stack of comics from MC Square. Like I said, Kyle showed up with an amazing wall and a bunch of bins of good stuff. Kyle brought his A game, and we bought some stuff from him. There was another guy who had some good dollar bin stuff that I got some like Arrows Comics smut that I pulled out there. Always happy to
Nice.
sell that stuff for $1 because it's not getting reprinted anytime soon.
Hell yeah.
Um,
But I feel bad for the prices they pay to get in there.
yeah, it's an
You
expensive.
know what I
thing.
mean? That's why my show, all right, the Queen's Comic Party, we call it Comic Party, but it's the Queen's Comic Party.
Mhm.
And coming soon, the Bronx Comic Party. We're taking over, you know, like, can you dig it? All that stuff. But it's a cheap entry, like entry for the people and for the table vendors.
Right.
Sometimes I don't know what CradleCon is, but I know what Brooklyn Comic Con, that was $600.
Yeah.
And it was 2 days of nobody buying comics.
hmm
But me and Logan Black, the wrestler, we sold a ton of Trivial Pursuit, a ton of toys, ton of video games, ton of everything else but comics.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Yo, let's do it," and they did not want us there no more. They were like, "Oh, you guys are too hardcore about comics." I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of what I'm into, buddy."
Well, and if that's a problem, change the name of your show.
No, he can't because it's he needs to buy hookers with that.
Because
Because that's what he did last year.
If you're calling yourself a Comic Con or a comic show and you're discouraging comic vendors from showing up, change the name of your show.
Yeah, man.
Call it a pop
Yeah,
culture
like,
con or something, and then it's not a problem if you want to do it that way. You're going for a different crowd. Cool, go for it. Make your money, have a good time, but don't call it a Comic Con if you're not going to have comic vendors.
Yeah,
That's
and we got a show this Saturday at Frost Street. The comic party's back at Frost Street. We're gonna have 30 tables of comics, $5 to get in. We're gonna have the new art print for sale, but you're gonna get comics.
I'm
You
doing
know, if
half
you bring
price on everything
donation-
I bring. You're going to get deals.
What's up?
I'm doing half price on everything. I
Yeah,
bring.
man, we're gonna do deals. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna live stream it, let people see it. We're gonna have a wrestling ring set up so that you could buy comics from guys in a wrestling ring. You know, you get to see what it's like, the distance. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
cool. You know, we're opening up from the front to the back. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a good time.
You're wearing a
Just
Cyrus
have-
cape, right?
Huh?
You're wearing a Cyrus
Oh,
cape?
dude, if I can get a Cyrus cape, I'd wear that all the time.
Wear it to work.
Yo, dude. Well, I work at maintenance, but like, yo, dude, dude, forget about. I wish I could find a blue suit, like the crazy assistant from my best friend's a vampire,
All right.
like one of those old, like, you know, like come on down, come on down. I would do
Yeah.
that all the time, like a Randy Watson one. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
You could pull that
Like
off.
I would totally wear that blue suit.
That would be a good look for you.
It would be because it does not fit with what I do all day long.
No.
But it'd be awesome. I love comics for comics, and it drives me crazy when people don't love comics and they try and make money off of it. But that's every convention that's not about comics. There's a couple of shows you can go to in New York, and and outside New York is really good too. Some of them in Jersey, let's say this summer, the best shows, hands down, is going to be Queen's Comic Party, obvious. Route 110 is going to have obviously a third Sunday every month. Hot Flips is coming back August 3rd, which is a great show.
Mhm.
We're doing Royal Collectibles is doing the backyard tent show,
That's
so
always
we're
fun.
gonna set up there. Huh?
That's always fun.
Yeah, yeah. I'm setting up there if you want to come and hang out.
Yeah, I will.
I'll give you the date because we're not nothing's in perfect. Bronx Anime on August 2nd up in the Bronx is gonna be fantastic because it's all these new vendors coming from all over. July 5th is a Pokemon comic show in the Bronx at the Bronx Brewery. And we're gonna have new vendors, new people, like new stuff. Come hang out. You should, even if you don't pick up comics for what you pay to get in, or if it's for free, you're gonna have a good time because you feel welcome.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I
social
mean?
aspect of it is important.
Yeah, yeah. The whole point is to like, I'll still take donations if you brought it in for my shows
Yeah.
because I still want you to come. It's easier to save $5 when you don't have nothing to give. I'm like, oh screw it, I'll go towards us renting out the place bigger next time,
Hmm.
or I'll go to whatever donation we need. In June, we're doing a lot of LGBT stuff for Pride Month. We're doing a wrestling show, then we're gonna have a comic party, then we're gonna have an art fair the next day. So we one hell of a weekend for Pride Month. We're gonna try our best. Like I'm not part of the group. I'm just a supporter on the side. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fun weekend. What else are we gonna do? The summer's good. It's just you feel like just watch out for scams.
Yeah.
Watch out for scam shows. No, like you get there and there's nobody there.
Hmm.
There's not one flyer up. We did a horrible show like a few weeks ago for cards, and I'll be straight about it. I didn't charge none of the vendors. I paid out the difference for the venue because it was my mess up. The card guys played the game, but they weren't like how when we do Pokemon or Magic, where once you're done playing, you play another guy to stay there. These guys were such hardcore like jerks about it. As soon as they lost the tournament, they would storm out.
Hmm.
They all needed capes to flip her away. We sold 6 bottles of water in 12 hours. Nobody did nothing. It was an empty place. The vendors were great. They tried to give me money. I told them don't. I said, at least you came. Later on, some of the regulars from the QCP from Queen's Comic Party showed up to buy Pokemon cards, sports cards, cookies, everything, just to support.
Yeah.
This is a free entry anyway. That's the part of the community. They knew I was like, hey man, this is not going well. You guys want to come by?
Right.
And people came.
Yeah.
The whole point is to support these guys who make this stuff. So that was good, but I learned from it. Like I learned a lot from that day. I was like, you don't have to help every fandom. There's a reason they don't come to comic parties. Let them stay home and play Flush and Blood. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
and it comes with one of those stupid timers that you press like this for like chess.
Mhm.
And they were like, oh, this is a game of wits. I'm like, like you guys are a game of zits. You know what I mean? Like you guys be doing something better than this. You know what I mean? Like enjoy the thing. The artwork is terrible. It's magic on the cheap, just with crappy rules. But that's not for me.
Yeah.
Enjoy your fandom. He was definitely middle aged. You know what I mean? Like I had to be the youngest guy there.
Okay.
Youngest at 40.
Right. What game was it?
Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, I
It's a
didn't know
new
what that
card
is.
game trying to rival um, Magic the Gathering, but
Okay.
with subpar artwork, but more intricate rules. Like you have to roll the dice to play your next hand, which I don't remember doing that in Magic as a kid.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I'm sure you do, but because they come with dice. But I was like, but as a kid, it's your turn, you're playing. It's a card game. It was like I played it. I played in 1998. Some of our fans on here weren't born yet,
Yeah.
so like I get that, but I can't like everything. So that was that's their thing. Like let everybody have their own thing, but not we can't put it in every space.
No.
We can't fill it in. Was there any other comics you picked up? Did you pick up anything at Midtown lately?
I got a stack. I did not pick up much at Midtown lately, but this past
It's
weekend I
weird,
did a
right?
bunch of digging. There was really nobody free on Saturday and Sunday, so I was kind of digging around by myself. On Saturday, there was a dollar bin sale at St. Mark's, and there was a dollar bin refill at Comic Book Station the day before, so I hit them. And then on Sunday, both days my wife had a lot of schoolwork to get done for her class before the year ends, so I was making myself scarce. So Sunday
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
I went to the show in Wayne, New Jersey.
How was it? Was it a comic show or was it a
Yeah, it
mix
was a
of toy and
comic
comic?
show. It was in a different location. It was smaller than the last few have been. It was also Memorial Day weekend, so
Yeah.
it wasn't especially well attended. But Oliver from the Encounter in Pennsylvania was there. So
That guy is great.
he's great. And I got there an hour late and didn't get to his table until an hour after I got there. And I still found a bunch of stuff from him. So that made it
He's
worthwhile
got the
because
best shit.
I got one book that I was really happy to get that I'll show off. But uh I'll just go through my pile. Exquisite Corpses #1. A lot of hype about this. Eh,
Nice.
eh.
Yeah, dude, it's whatever the IP gets picked up. That's why.
And they're shopping it around and turning it into a game and stuff. Something will probably happen with it. Tiny and stuff is already he's open about the fact that he's basically starting a production company. So I have a feeling that that's something they'll try to do something with. I read it. It was fine. Do I need issue two? I don't know if I find it cheap. I'm not paying $5 for it.
Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't remember you. I couldn't tell you what James Tinian has written ever now. Like
Department of
too
Truth.
much time has passed.
Department of Truth is still excellent. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
something's
enjoying
killing the
something.
children. It was the I had to like write that down the other day.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying Something's Killing the Children. I dropped House of Slaughter. It just wasn't working for me. Um, oh, and I also on Monday stopped at Street St. Anthony's. Um,
I heard that was a great show.
that
JC
was
told me
good.
it was fun.
Yeah, JC was there. A lot of the regulars was there. It was a good hangout. Bronzeville was there. So yeah, this stuff is just a mix from all over the place. I got Mark Spears Monsters #4.
That's a great cover.
It is a great cover. Got a Battle Beast #1.
I got the 1 in 25 variant, but I like that cover.
I like this cover too. I got 3 of the EC 1 in 25 variants.
Oh yeah, I love those. I didn't know those are all 12 issue runs.
They aren't all 12 issue runs, but a lot of them are. Epitaphs
No, no,
is.
no, but yeah, but because I was gonna stop collecting them, but they said it's gonna be over soon, another issue or two.
Yeah, Epitaphs is 12 issues, and the Cruel Universe variant as well.
It's cool.
I got issue 2 of Vampirella with the Mark Spears cover, which is the J. Scott Campbell homage.
That I didn't even know he did a cover. Was that really expensive?
No, it just came out last week.
Oh man, I gotta find that.
He did issue 1 and issue 2 variants, and it's actually a pretty good read. I'm enjoying the story.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't just a cover buy. Wizard 1/2, Dawn 1/2 variant. I did not have this one. And
Neither do I, so it's killing me.
this came from the Jersey show. It's not Nancy, but it's Nancy adjacent, so it still counts. So Topper with Ernie Bushmiller artwork inside.
Very nice.
Nancy. I don't remember where I found this. Oh, this came from Jersey too. It's Kabuki Masks of the No, the Gold Club Combo Edition, signed and numbered by David Mack
Very nice.
with the COA. It was
Oh,
in a
sweet.
$2 box. Faithless #3, Volume 3, #1. It's the erotica variant cover. I cannot show it on camera
No problem.
because it is filthy. This is the bigger book that, I mean, it's not huge, but this is the one that I got from Oliver at the Encounter. I was very stoked to get. It's the signed and numbered edition of Animal Mystic #1.
You know what? Whatever happened to that book? Because I have their Ace cover and their half issue and their
Yeah.
Zero from Wizard.
It was hot for a while in the 90s, and then the
Mhm.
Greg Williams Dark One was his pen name. I don't know what he's been up to since then. But Animal Mystic was cool. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought
yeah, totally.
I got Strangers in Paradise #1. It's a second print, but I got it for like $6. So
I love AP.
yeah,
Antarctic Press. I love that.
yeah, that book's a score for $6. I got Rough Raiders. I think this is issue #3. This is the last one of the series that I needed. A lot of people don't realize that this has Tim Visual art in it, but it also has some rare non-chaos comics art by Stephen Hughes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that finishes that run for me. Got an issue of Jim Zub's Conan.
Very cool. I gotta
got
start
this-
getting the trade paperbacks of that.
They're good. They're
Yeah.
good. It's like old
Everybody
school.
always said they're amazing.
Yeah, it's old school Conan. The artwork is really good. It's Jim's a friend, and I've talked to him about it, and he said that when he was writing Conan for Marvel, because Marvel's owned by Disney, there was only so far they could go with it. Like they had to keep it very PG, and
Mhm.
with Titan, that's not the case.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's a harder edged Conan for a more adult audience. Not like, obscene or anything like that, but it has sex and violence and nudity and
Mhm. What you expect in Conan a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, it's not so politically correct. My CLZ app told me I was missing this,
Of
I
all books, right?
Yeah, I have every other issue from this run, and I am 99% sure I have this, but JC sold it to me for $5, so fine. Um, the Man Thing, Venture into Fear that I needed.
Dude.
Safety Belt Man. Why? Because it's a Linsner cover. It was in a dollar bin.
Yeah, you got to get them Linzers.
Yeah. Chicago versus Godzilla. Haven't read it yet. I wonder who
Nice.
wins. Grave Girls #1. This just finished the run for me because #2 has a Linsner cover and #3 has an Obar cover. And I was like, oh, here's #1 in the dollar bin. I'll pick it up and finish the set.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. An issue of Ice Cream Man. Just again, dollar bin score.
Yeah,
This
another
book,
series I fell off of.
yeah. This book is. Do you know this book?
Isn't that like a Jack Kirby cover?
It's Jack Kirby's last work for DC.
With Challenges of the Unknown of all things.
Yes, and about a third of it is penciled by Alex Toth.
No shit. No, I
Yeah,
did not know about it.
yeah. So that's kind of a neat little footnote. This month's issue of Incredible Hulk, which I haven't read yet.
Hmm.
My hair is very poofy today.
Yeah.
Epitaphs from the Abyss #11. I think this was the best issue of the series yet. There's a story in here written by Jay Stevens that I won't spoil, but the ending actually made me gasp a little bit. So nice to have an current EC horror book that hits hard like that. Um, this I got from JC. It was like $2. The Aliens Havoc 2-issue miniseries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and do you know about this?
No, I'm trying to pick up all the trades of them now.
Okay, so it's like a jam piece. Like it's a cohesive story, 2-issue story, but
Mhm.
each like 2 or 3 pages is done by a different artist. So
That's awesome.
the roster for this is pretty cool. You get Art Adams, Guy Davis, Duncan Fagardo, Kelly Jones, Kevin Nolan, Mark Schultz, John Totleben, Mike Allred, Sergio Aragones, Travis Charest, David Lloyd, Killian Plunkett, P. Craig Russell, and Mobius.
No offense, but Sergio being in there throws it all off.
It does kind of throw it all off, but Mobius drawn aliens. I mean, I can't pass that up.
That makes sense. That's the most intricate alien you've seen in your life since Giegard made it.
Mm-hmm. I got the last 3 issues of the Eternals that I needed to finish my run.
Yo, you told me. Congratulations
Yep.
to finish that.
Yeah, I was happy about that. And The Boys #3 with the first Homelander.
Nice.
Another Battle Beast variant.
Nice. What were they? Mystery boxes, or you knew what they were?
No, those came from Anthony.
Hmm.
Precious Metal #2, which I bought from the dollar bin simply because I love Ian Bertram's artwork.
Yeah.
He's really good. And Amazing Heroes swimsuit special from 1992. You're like, well, that's corny. Why would you get that? But it's got artwork by Linsner. It's got a James O'Barr Crow swimsuit pinup in
That's
it.
cool because it's the chainmail, and you know it's a swimsuit special. They were
Right.
big on
Yeah.
those at the time.
Steve Rude, Adam Hughes, Gray Morrow, Stan Sakai is in here. Mike Allred, Eddie Campbell, who did a Hermes and the Eyeball Kid swimsuit pinup, which is so bizarre to see. Phil Foglio, Rick Geary, Sandy Plunkett, Brian Stelfreeze, Ty Templeton, and a ton more. It's a thick comic.
Nice.
And the last thing I got was a gift from our friend Ray, who was graded in my living room on Instagram, and it was an issue of Lone Wolf and Cub that I needed. He was cool enough to give that to me the other
Very
day.
nice cover. That's
Yeah.
not a Frank Miller cover, right? That's
It's not
somebody
a
else.
Frank Miller cover. I think it's Matt Wagner.
Matt Wagner does not get enough credit, bro.
Does not. I'm going to open it up and double check because maybe it's not, but I thought it was. Yeah, it's Matt Wagner. And yeah, that's it for me.
How much time we got left?
Like 8 minutes.
Oh wow, I'm thinking we only had like 3 minutes left. I was like, ooh.
Nope.
To be honest with you, I haven't picked up books in a while. I've been picking up stuff to just like sell or whatnot, but mostly it's been VHS. But I've been picking up a lot of these bikini covers from Archie,
Yeah.
and like they're like I have a thing for blondes. I realize it's from Archie, but like nothing special. Like a lot of toys, a lot of stuff. You know what it is that I have to clean out my basement. So if you come and see me at a show, I'm selling everything to make room now.
Mhm.
Because if I no longer have the basement to store stuff, it's gonna be in my apartment. Let's just make it work out.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with Marvel Epic Collections, but nothing's been for sale on InStockTrades.com.
Hmm.
or in the comic shop. And now they're saying, "Oh, it's coming tomorrow." A bunch of them. I was like, "I hope so," but it looks like something to do with tariffs or something like that, where it just completely froze up.
Could be if they're printing them in China, that could be it.
Maybe I don't know where it's getting printed, but it wasn't coming in.
Well, a lot of comics are printed in Canada too, and there's issues with that as well. So
And it's stupid because like, yo, we've been collecting this stuff for how long?
yeah.
I have like most of my stuff I've transferred over to doing that. Even at the highlight of me going to Philadelphia, and this is a big shout out to Absolute Comics for helping me out with this. I grabbed a bunch of trades for half off or less. I got them for a quarter of the price. I bought books that I wanted for $20 for $2.
Nice.
Trade paperbacks, and they ferried it back to New York for me in their truck.
Oh, even
So I
better.
just picked it up. I picked it up at their store at their warehouse. Super fantastic. But traveling wise, I want to see more trades and other stuff at comic conventions, but I'm only seeing single issues,
Mhm.
but only big issues. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. I want to go more. I want to see more dollar dig bigging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dollar bin digging. I got it backwards. Sorry. You know, even Comic Station right now, they just got that first appearance of Judge Dredd with an insert,
Hmm.
and I want that fucking book, but he doesn't want to sell it. He wants to keep it
Yeah.
for his PC.
When I was there on the weekend, I asked the guy behind the counter if he had it. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know where that is right now."
Yeah, because he posted. I was like, I want
Mm.
it. I sent him I called him.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I want to buy it. You
Yeah.
know, he was like, no, we're gonna clean it. I want to keep it for PC. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I went there
Yeah,
hoping
you
to
went
take
there.
a
You
look
wanted
at it.
that too?
Yeah.
You gonna beat me to it? Oh, that's
Well, I
you're a
didn't know
horrible
you were. I
friend,
didn't know you were actively pursuing it, but
buddy. I have the biggest Judge Dredd collection in America. Like nobody has. I have stupid printings. I have statues from England. I have
I know
everything. I
you're a
love.
fan.
I am the law right now. I love that stuff.
Hmm.
I love Judge Dredd. The only thing I don't have is a Judge Dredd tattoo, and it's coming soon
All
because
right.
I don't even need it. I just want to have it.
Yeah.
I love Judge Dredd, and now it's up to volume 48, which is basically the whole series because it's from 1977 till now.
Yeah. Still going.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you each book is one full year,
Hmm.
so volume 48 is this year's
Yeah.
2024's.
Well, it's because
So that means
the 2008 stories are only like what 4 to 6 pages each typically, right? So you can put them
yeah, but
all
times
in a volume.
52.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I need 46, 47, 48, and then I got the whole run
Okay.
ever. All I need is just that first appearance.
Yeah.
You know, we had that one bozo from Long Island that wanted 1,200 or $1,800 for one that had nothing in it. It was a green label. I was like, I don't want it.
He was a
But
CradleCon.
raw, it should be $400. Huh?
Yeah. He was a CradleCon.
Yeah, of course he was. He was trying to talk to me. Hey, you doing any shows? I was like, not with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, no offense. He was too insulting. I like, when you come to Queens, you're gonna get punched in the face if you're like
You know
that.
what?
You're that
He
mean.
had good stuff. I wound up trading with him for a Jeff Darrow variant that I wanted. Um, he just wasn't friendly.
He's a bit much.
He was a little condescending, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, the thing is though, like you got to remember, it's like right now, like I deal with like right now, like the big deal is dealing with Pokemon guys, and they come in screaming. They all look like him.
Hmm.
They all look like him. Like, oh, you got cards? I need the cards. I need to sell the cards. You got the cards? I gotta buy them because I gotta flip them. You're like, yo, dog, we don't sell Pokemon no more.
Yeah.
Anyone Comics don't sell it. Midtown Comics stopped selling it. I was at Midtown Comics. Some guy ran in. That's the guy bugging out. I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. I was like, dog, they ain't got it. He got all mad. Like, he was like, oh, you're stealing from my family. You're stealing from the food from my kid's mouth. You're like, I don't know. Get a job, you bum.
Could do
Like
that.
I said, if you weren't good at selling sneakers and then you tried to sell Pokemon cards and you're going to sell this and you sell that, hey, find out. You have no idea why people even collect this stuff. Figure it out. Figure out why they like it and it'll work better. That was the only problem with doing a Pokemon show in deep in Long Island. First day, everybody was selling. Second day, everybody was buying. So everybody did well.
Yeah.
But that first day was all these people just trying to get rid of their cards, like because they're buying at 85% of the value. And then people were telling me, "Oh, in comics, it's kind of hard to buy comics because they won't look at the last sold thing. They'll tell you $20, even though if somebody sold it for 10, they still want $20." I said, "Yeah, but at comics, you find thousands of comics. At card shows, it's the same 20 cards."
Yeah.
I feel bad being like that. Like I know you haven't seen it, but like if you ever look in the display case, it's the same shit.
Yeah, I know nothing about cards.
Yeah, really, I don't neither. But like, I don't get the love of it like how I used to. But like, enjoy. I try not to pretend.
Yeah, no, I don't begrudge anybody for it. My one of my sons still likes Pokemon a lot. I don't know. He's not like a hardcore collector, but he plays it. He has fun
Well,
with
you
it.
don't want to see him on the news assaulting somebody for a pack of cards.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet.
Oh, I like how yet. Might be a chance.
Give him time.
But here, let's wrap it up because we got a show this weekend.
We do.
We were Saturday. See you at the Frost Street, 148 Frost Street, the next comic party, first time in 2 months there.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
So, I'm Billy Bombs.
And I am Ian.
We will see you on Saturday.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Queen's Coming Podcast.